the medical system does not know what to do with pretty much any illness. It's great with emergency medicine. It can put people back together. But when it comes to illnesses, they really have no idea what they're doing. So you have something that doesn't fit into a box, they're gonna do whatever they want to really to try to fix you, and they'll make you a lot worse. So I found the Gerson therapy, the Gerson protocol. I don't know if any of y'all ever heard of the Gerson, and that started me down the entire path of realizing food was what was going to fix me. So I started doing all these things, started removing things out of my diet. So slowly I came into an awareness of three things, and these aren't to ruffle anybody's feathers, but they're just some truths that I found from my own life, so I'll just express them. The first thing is the truth is never given to you. You have to find it yourself. And it goes with food, because if you think that we're being told how to eat right off the bat the right way, we're wrong. Because look how sick we are as a human species at the moment. We're not doing something right? Not to mention the food pyramid that this country used to base now it's steering away from it. The food pyramid, not a single doctor had any say in creating. So that kind of goes to show you how the system was created. It was created by a bunch of people that wanted to make a lot of money to see what they could sell us. The dairy industry, the meat industries, all that kind of stuff. It's all about money, not about how we're naturally designed to eat. So besides the truth is never being given to you, it goes kind of along with what's being spoon-fed to us is never the truth. So if it's being given to you, like easily, it's just not the truth, especially with food. And then a lot of people, they say, I don't believe this, or I believe that when it comes to food. You know, I believe we're supposed to eat this way, and I believe we're supposed to eat that way, or whatever. Just because we believe it doesn't mean that it's true. Alright? So, if we believe something, go try to prove yourself wrong, or try to prove yourself right. And then in doing that, you're going to figure out a lot of things about yourself. Because for years, I didn't know which way to go. I was being torn by both sides. And through a lot of searching and a lot of trial and error on my own body, and now I'm studying under the Hippocrates Institute. Does anybody know who that is? So the Hippocrates Institute is the leading institute in the world, leading plant-based nutrition, raw food plant-based nutrition. And they 100% filled in all the little detailed questions that were running in the back of my head about how to formulate the right walk of life when it comes to our food. And there's no doubt in my mind that as a species we definitely are formulated as the sun people, tropical creatures. We're definitely, raw food's the way to go. Our body, when we cook foods, I mean, this is aside from the animal stuff, you know, this, because I'm not here to say you need to eat one way or the other. There's just some certain things that happen in your body when you do certain things. So that's what I tell people, because I coach people now on this, kind of like what Arnold does. So I'm not here to say you need to eat this over that, or you shouldn't. But when we cook our food, our bodies have to fight it like it's something, like a foreign substance. So if we're constantly eating cooked food, this is not even getting into the animal proteins that our body really has no idea what to do with. We are constantly in a state of fight. Our immune system never ever has a chance to sit into homeostasis, and we actually can evolve as a human because it's constantly fighting a disease in the body. So roughly, you know, like that 80-20 marker, that 80% raw, that 20% cooked, is a lot of people have fascinating results on, because 100% raw, some people struggle to get there. So I always say, like, do the best you can in every single circumstance, you know, and sometimes not eating and being hungry is the best choice, because we're also designed, the hunger feeling that we feel in our stomach you're not even hungry. It's actually your body doing its job. Hunger comes from a feeling in the throat, and nobody in this room has ever been hungry in their entire life. Hunger comes after a long time without food. So I did an 18-day water fast in October, and it was one of the most profound experiences I've ever had in my entire life, and I really recommend that everyone goes, as long as that they can comprehend within their consciousness, with no food. Because you're going to learn more about yourself in that time. Therapy, all this kind of stuff that people go to try to get well, to try to break old patterns in their mind, to try to like cure anxiety and depression and all these things, fast. You will work through your issues, you will break your old negative patterns in your life, and you'll do it all by yourself. And that's what we're designed to do. We go through these periods of ups and downs, and you know, we always rely on somebody else. People could be our guides. You know, they can show us the way, but you're the master of your own life, so you got to take control of it. This is why food is such an important part of our life. It's literally the foundation for everything. Because if you look down on your plate, it's an exact replica of how you feel about yourself. 100%. So if you're like, how am I doing in life? Look down on what you're eating. It's like really that simple. So the colors, the beautiful things from the earth that the earth gives us, you know, it's earth giving you information to your body. So has anybody ever heard of a biophoton?
No.
Who's heard of a biophoton? Heard of biophotons? Okay. The biophoton energy, and Gerson discovered this, which, do we all know who Gerson is? He kind of led the first kind of revolution in healing cancer and illnesses with raw food. Although he did have some cooked. But he was poisoned because he was curing so many people. So he, in one of his documentaries, because you can see this under a spectrum light, biophoton is the life force energy of the food, right? So the sun comes onto the earth, charges, grows the live food, the fruits and the vegetables, and there's biophotons in them. We as humans, we have biophotons in us. We have levels of biophotons in us, and we are greatly depleted in the biophotons. So our lack of connection to, insert name here, whatever you want to call it, creation, is at a very low.
Universe,
very low. So a lot of I call them kind of masters, these guys that have been doing the raw food thing for so long, a lot of them say, when you start to eat raw food and you become raw food, you start to feel the feeling of like oneness and everything. You start to feel connected to nature more, you start to want to take care of yourself better. You start to want to do stuff you've never done before, and you start to kind of wake up to stuff, and like they call them like the raw food synchronicities. Stuff kind of like falls into place for you and stuff. It's because you're getting more of everything in you, and you're starting to tap into something that we've been deprived of, and it's really how you learn to gain control over your life, because you don't need much other than the right food, the right sleep, the right water, and you treat yourself right emotionally, and all these other things out there, they start to not be as needed as much, and that's really what I've come to see. And my wife here, she's on day 91 of the juice fast, so she's only drank juice for 91 days.
You?
So when I did 75, I just broke it like 10 days ago.
What kind of juice?
Just green juices,
Some apples
fruit juices, green juices.
to make it tasty sometimes.
Pretty much green juices. You throw the apples and the lemons in there to cut it down. The fruit juices are okay to kind of navigate through it, to kind of keep you, but you really want to stick with the green juices and the bitter juices. So this is an alternative to fasting, like what I was saying, but the juicing allows you to go through the separation of the food on your plate and still allow you to live a normal life. Like, she's on day 91, I did 75 days, not one day was I even tired. And you know, you got to get over a gallon a day in. You don't really lose weight. It's not about that, because a lot of time this society, because we're so obsessed with trying to look like whatever they tell you TV is supposed to, you know, whatever a model human looks like at that given time, a lot of us obsess over losing weight. But that's not the problem. The weight on the body isn't the problem. The problem is, why is the weight there? What got you there? That underlying social, it's all in here. This is what led you there. So if you break the pattern that led you there, your body will regenerate itself. If you eat the right foods, if you need to gain weight, you'll gain weight. If you need to lose weight, you'll lose weight. You'll come into a natural rhythm within your own self. And then once you're balanced, if you want to lose weight, then you do it the right way. Then you say, okay, I'm good here, I understand myself. Then the weight can come off. Or if you need to gain weight, you gain weight. Because it's the same issue sometimes. You'll see a lot of times. If somebody's like not eating, it's the same thing. You know, you got to love yourself enough to nourish yourself. And then the same thing, if you're eating the wrong stuff, you got to love yourself to treat yourself right, to put the right thing down in front of you. So I tell a lot of people that love is creation and light is information. These two things are found in raw food. You got the colors, and each color does something for your body. And the way that the texture and the different styles of information